Carabins Championship final game features the Carabins de la Université de Montreal and your CBU Cape Breton.
Et pour les Carabins de Montréal, numéro 1, number 1, Olivier Rouleau. Number 3, numéro 3, Kevin So. Numéro 5, number 5, Paul Mortas. Numéro 6, number 6, Johan Le Bourrin, je m'excuse. Numéro 9, number 9, Adam Ben Moussa. Numéro 10, number 10, Quentin Pommier. Numéro 11, number 11, Laurent Lefebvre. Numéro 13, number 13, Théo Aubert Poulain. Numéro 16, number 16, Sébastien Kobuzi. Numéro 19, number 19, Alexander Casaros. Numéro 21, number 21, Sammy McDuff. Et l'entraîneur en chef, Pat Raimondo.
And your starting lineup for your hometown CBU Capers. Number 1, Daniel Clark. Number 27, Sebastian Cochran. Number 4, Ben Fortune. Number 17, Elijah Lee. Number 18, Rain Lynn. Your captain, number 21, Jose Cuna. Number 23, Jacob Missouri. Number 6, Max Blakegrass. Number 16, Jason Hartle. Number 19, Nikolai Schoenbrand. And number 7, Owen Shepard. With their head coach, Dino Morley. Your referees for this championship final, Mario Alias, linespersons, Ian Adams and Twain Anderson, and fourth official, Nico Jakanski.
From one small building in downtown Sydney offering 8 courses to one of Atlantic Canada's most innovative and vibrant universities, no matter where you started or where you finished, you are all part of CBU's alumni family and making a difference across the globe. And as alumni, we are proud, we persevere, and we never forget our roots. Together, we are always orange.
Hey, you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome to the 2023 Proto Case U Sports Men's Soccer Championship, presented by Bell at Cape Breton University Nest Timmins Field here in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's our gold medal match featuring the Carabins de Montreal, the RSEQ runners-up, versus the Cape Breton University Capers, the host side, and the AUS runners-up, the Capers, in as the number 5 seed for this tournament, Les Carabins, the number 6 seed. And plenty of stories to tell as we go along in this one. Bart Sears should be a dandy, and the hometown Capers looking for their second national championship.
Yes, we have two of the top teams, the top programs in all of Canadian university soccer, and they've each put on two fantastic displays this weekend. Montreal with a great shootout or penalty kick win in the first round over Carleton, and the same for CBU, kept the resolve. UQTR came back only for CBU to prevail in penalty kicks, and then the Carabins with a big win over UBC, the 1 and 2 teams throughout the regular season. Great skill and flair on display, and for the CBU Capers, again, showing great resolve, grit, and that extra bit of class by Shepherd that put them past Mount Royal in the second semifinal.
Les Carabins will be in their white and blue trim. The Capers go with their black and orange. They'll have the first possession as we get underway here. These teams are no strangers in a national championship match. The lone Caper championship in 2017 under the late Robbie Chasson. A win over Montreal, and then the following season, Montreal defeated Cape Breton for the national championship. As we're underway here in Sydney, that was Rain Lynn. We might as well, right off the bat, get some superlatives out about Rain Lynn, who's been one of the best players in the tournament, leading the way for the Capers, number 18.
Yes, he has shown great defensive, great jockeying ability against the top forwards in this tournament, and as well can really pick a pass and shows great leadership as well, instills confidence in his fellow Capers.
And our goalkeeping matchup, the two-time first-team All-US player, Daniel Clark for the Capers. And a Cinderella story, of course, for the Carabins, Olivier Rouleau, who come in their quarterfinal match after the starter, Jordan Teaser, received a red card. All that Rouleau did was win that match in penalty kicks, got them a semifinal win, and here he is, the starter in the national championship game. So just a great story there. And one of the other stars for the Carabins, who didn't see time off the bench until the second half of their semi-final win, Sammy McDuff, and he was in on both goals in their win.
Get a good look here at Rouleau.
And both these teams come in licking some wounds now. As the first run by Les Carabins. Both had their eyes on conference championships, particularly the Capers looking for their 7th consecutive, which would have been an AUS men's soccer record, but were upended by their rival Santa Fe X-Men, who we saw here at Nationals here last Sunday in the AUS championship game. So obviously the Capers looking for a much different outlook, as the deep throw in now from Les Carabins, they'll get it back for another. Just underway here in our gold medal game. We had a dandy in the bronze medal matchup coming away with the bronze. The UBC Thunderbirds with a 1-0 win over the Mount Royal Cougars, the Canada West rivals. So congratulations to the Thunderbirds on their bronze medal win.
Katsaros will restart.
All on the far side right now, and that deflects. So a big early set piece chance here for Les Carabins. Off the corner kick. And there you get a good look at Théo Poulin. The partisan Caper crowd already getting into it here early. Pommier tees up the corner. There short with him is McDuff. Pommier redirected out by Zay Kuna, but right back to Les Carabins, and that'll trickle out behind Clark, who'll take over. Clark, a cool customer, saved 2 of 4 penalty kicks in the quarterfinal. That sealed the deal there, and then was tough in the second half against Mount Royal with his team holding on to a 1-0 lead that they held on to get this spot in today's gold medal match. Carabin, early control here in the Cape Breton the first 4 minutes or so, but nothing to show for it in terms of scoring chances. There you see the Caper captain, Zay Kuna, first team All-Canadian, junior from Cascais, Portugal, and there's the crowd. Although the sun's out, it's probably the most cold day we've had, but on November 12th in Sydney on the East Coast, we'll take it as a pair of players collide there and both go down heavily.
And a heavy challenge, a heavy collision, it should be said. And natural for both teams to be a bit nervy in the opening minutes of a national championship game. Obviously, both teams are stacked with leaders, experienced players, but you're still playing for a national championship. So, as mentioned, could be a little nervy, but if you're Montreal, you'd rather be a little nervy in the Cape Breton half than in your own half. And already, as we saw, an early corner kick. So if you're Montreal, you'll be the happier of the two teams after just over 5 minutes of play.
So the Caper players still down. Didn't pick up because of sometimes here in our broadcast tower, the sun wreaks havoc and the glare makes it tough to see numbers. But whomever was down for Les Carabins is back to his feet. But still down the Caper player off that, and it was a heavy collision. As the Capers, you can see Zay Kuna, Lynn trying to stay loose. Schurenbrand, who had that beautiful setup of the Shepherd game winner on Friday night, as he chested down a long ball and chested it right to the foot of Shepherd, who whistled it home. And it looks like peep grass, actually. Ooh. And that would be a tough blow here for the Capers, the first team All-AUS player.
Yes, and he has such a great touch on the ball, a sense of the game. And if a Caper player finds himself in a 1-on-2, it's often Peepgrass is the player that's perfectly positioned to receive that pass and then do what needs to be done. So hopefully he'll be able to come right back on.
I think you can even kind of, not to assume too much, but I think it was a blow to the head more so than the legs, or that's what it looks like he was being checked out for. The drop ball now, Zay Kuna will take it. Feathers it over for Cochran. Cochran, the freshman, who's been great all weekend for Dino Morley. And now Les Carabins again, who've had the lion's share of the early play, but the call there will go against them. A little loose up front there on that play, and it'll go to the Capers as
that was Bruce
taking Lee down. There's a good look at Sebastian Cochran, pardon me. Schurenbrand comes up. Play on, says our referee. And there's Shepherd You get Shepherd in the open field. The crowd just, you can feel the swell of the hometown crowd as soon as Shepherd's in within a few feet of a ball. Capers now trying to get their first pressure. See if they could test Rouleau. As great as he's been, Rouleau must be a bit nervous as well. Not that he would be any more so than anyone else, but if he was coming into this tournament thinking I'll be between the pipes playing for the national championship. But that's how things unfold in sports, and he's been up to the challenge. Oh, and there's a header off the post. And then the offside flag snaps up, so McDuff, who made his presence felt on Friday night in limited action with a pair of points, looked like he caught Clark a little bit. Flat-footed there. And McDuff, a sophomore from Longueuil.
Pommier beautifully struck, and there's McDuff again.
And he was tangled up with the defender, Rain Lynn, but he wrestled loose and put it off the post. And as you said, Pommier, the captain, with a beautiful ball in for McDuff. So McDuff making a name for himself. And certainly the Paris that crowned that in for the Capers on that. What is the Montreal side the field want to get cranked up? See if they can rattle Rouleau. Another nice ball by McDuff. And Fortune has it bang off him out the touch, but another set piece. So you'd have to say the first 10 minutes or so, you'd on points, as they say in boxing, you'd give it to Les Carabins.
That's good play by Kobuzi to recognize the space. Come in and a decent scoring chance.
Pommier now. And back Cochran. You'll see here with the Capers, as a save by Clark, that they're to maybe a basketball parallel. They're a fast break team, and they want to get Shepherd out on that front end of the break. Because if he gets a step or even shoulder to shoulder with a defender, it's a good chance he's going to win the battle. And plus, not just fast, strong as well. And you'll see that he can battle.
Well, that's the second time that number 19, Katsaros, has just had to clear his line. So we'll see if perhaps Ben Moussa, number 9, comes in to support Katsaros, as he's just looking to keep Shepherd off the ball in that instance.
Caper free kick coming here. And now just in the slow the chatter after the play, Mario Alias, our referee, and we've seen him this week, and he's very much we'll have a little chat here to quell any issues. It will be the free kick over the ball. That's Pete Grass back, so he's okay. And again, the crowd trying to crank it up here as the Capers, can they get on the board first? Cochran, it got twisted in the wind, but it's loose. Oh, and trying to get a leg on it there was Zekuna. But good work by Les Carabins to thwart that opportunity.
Kuna, great initiative, great aggressive play to get on that ball off the free kick. Wonderful touch by 16, Kabuzi.
One thing, if you're the Carabin, you'd prefer the first half playing from this side of the field, because that's where you get the most jeers and not cheers from the Caper faithful. So let's go Caper chants ring out. And now Les Carabins. Lovely ball, more task, but Fortune was there. But picking it up, McDuff again. taken away. Good help there by Zekuna. Actually, it was Spaziri, pardon me. And Jacob Spaziri has been playing some of his best soccer I've seen this season, this weekend. Good ball there by Zekuna. Couldn't quite get it to Schoenbrand, who again gets the start this afternoon up front for Dino Morley. You'll see there Vinnie Johnson there, microwave off the bench, no doubt, in this first half, and Jamie Nicholson. Spaziri goes down, but right back to his feet and right back in the play. Nice touch there to corral that by Pommier. McDuff couldn't settle it. Trying to punch it through was Peepgrass looking for Schoenbrand. Actually, that was in that play, that was Hurdle, pardon me, number 16. Battle in the middle. And now away with it come the Capers. Play on. Oh, and a steal there. Might be too much, yes, for Schoenbrand.
Yes, and to continue our boxing references, looking at the tail of the tapes, Montreal definitely with the height advantage, so we'll watch to see how much that the Capers try to keep the ball on the deck. Accomplished passers of the ball and all have good first touches, but sometimes you'll need to put it to the air. We'll see if Montreal can take advantage of their height in certain instances.
Now to the corner, a sliding play there by Lynn. It will be a throw-in as he was hurdled by Mortas. There you see Rain Lynn. One of the key veterans, Lynn, fourth-year midfielder, Oakville, Ontario. Peepgrass looks like he got patched up there, a bandage above the left eye, so that's what had happened to him earlier. 15 minutes in. Gold on the line here. No score between the Capers and Les Carabins. Carabin now. They look to get back in control. And it'll stay with Montreal. As we get a good look there at Owen Shepherd. He has all three Caper goals in regulation. He had the two in the quarterfinal and then the lone goal on Friday night. That was the game winner. And now look at the work by McDuff. McDuff, oh, he was on the last defender, and then there was a collision on that back line as McDuff went flying. A Caper went down as well. And they're going to give McDuff the yellow. Looks like Spaziri.
Bit clumsy here by McDuff.
McDuff got free and then
Honestly didn't look. Maybe the fact it was slowed down made it look a little worse.
So that's,
or not as bad as it perhaps was at full speed.
McDuff will have to beware now. Fortune in the middle, trying to get away from the grab there, and finally getting the second call. Peepgrass in the battle there. Poulin called. They're going to bring it back.
And that's vintage Peepgrass, Corey, to come back, help his back line, and then felt a touch in modern game. He went down to draw the foul.
Hurdle here, the near sideline. Lynn lost it. and unable to keep it in. McDuff, who's been a factor
Yes.
from the get-go here for Les Carabins.
It's interesting, both coaches go with the big man, McDuff for Montreal and Schurenbrand for CBU, looking for that target man.
Capers would like to, and a cough up there by Cochran on the far side. So again, back to Les Carabins, but they lose it. Capers trying to get some offense, trying to get a first good look for Shepard here. And as we've seen all weekend, Shepard doesn't need many chances. Cochran gained real estate. He'll come up and throw it in again. But first touch and then lofted away there.
Yeah, late challenge. I think
And
that
it's
was
Peatgrass
Lefebvre and
again.
Peatgrass, yes.
Peatgrass has gotten a rough go here early. Bandaged up above the left eye.
I think that's the 4th time he's been fouled. But he's putting himself in a position to get fouled. And if you have a free kick from this position, Cochran over the ball, it's big time danger here if you're a Carabin fan.
So Cochran, actually it's going to be Peatgrass taking it. Fortune got a head on it.
And he committed a foul.
Yeah, and in there was Lee as well, who's good in the air. He went down, but again, another easy call there as Fortune committed it. 20 minutes in almost. Like Carabin again, probably the first minute, 10 minutes or so, tilted their way. From there, pretty even Steven now. CBC TV is your home for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup from Kingston, Ontario. Catch the best in university sport action Saturday, November 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and CBCSports.ca. Caper throw in. Headed away and then poked away by McDuff. Put right back in there by Lee, but it'll be a chance now for Les Carabins.
The offside flag is up. Le Boris started the semi-final.
Chance here for Montreal. They're going to bring up Rouleau to take the kick. Just about 21 minutes in. Headed away. Carabin tried to keep it in, as do the Capers. And good work there to put it off. Was Zay Kuna with the good play. There he is, the captain. First team All-Canadian. Of course, we had 3 Capers. Talking about the different storylines. 3 Capers missed the opening game. Zay Kuna, one of them, the quarterfinal win because of red cards in the AUS final. So he, Lee, and Peatgrass did not play. And now here's where Shepard shines. Shepard tries to find the man in the middle. No one was there, but our first look at that speed of Shepard.
And the start of that play all started with Lynn winning back possession for the Capers just before midfield. We'll just see the pass here.
Shepard. He got a little the first touch, probably heavier than he wanted. That gave Le Boris the chance to catch up and cut his angle down. Les Carabins now back to it. Midway through our opening half here. The battle for gold, the hometown Capers. Les Carabins de Montreal, who are a consistent threat for a national championship in men's soccer. And they're back on the biggest stage again. There's their first team All-Canadian, Kareem Sow. Sow lays it off. Good possession here by Le Carabin. Lovely ball. But Fortune able to negate that. Some running room now, Cochran. And you see two players around Shepard. So you can tell the Carabin very aware of that long ball that the Capers like to send Shepard off to the races. There's Sebastian Cochran up the field, battling for it with Shepard, and put right back in. Cochran in a battle. And it's going to stay with Le Carabin. Fine work there by Lefebvre.
He's been quiet to start. Sometimes you want that in a center forward. You don't want them over trying, because if they're trying to go get the game, they might be at a position when the game is supposed to come to them. And he's an experienced player, and he'll know where he'll need to be and when he'll need to be there.
Capers now back to it, but again, effective Arley Carabin and penning in the home side. Nice ball here and a chance. Oh, but Lynn, Rain Lynn, another big defensive play.
That's Lefebvre. It looks skyward.
For him not to draw some sort of foul there against the dangerous Lefebvre. Here it is.
Ah, that's top class stuff there.
So a very frustrated Lefebvre, but the win there for Rain Lynn. And now a chance, Rouleau, or pardon me, Daniel Clark, the Caper keeper. 25 minutes in. Sherbrand trying to chase it down. Sherbrand, we saw him on Friday night. Very physical, the Denmark product. Certainly earned the start here for today. No one has gone to their bench yet. Again, nice build up by Le Carabin. It's that final third where they're trying to go for the jugular, just haven't been able to. The one post against Clark, but now see if they can take advantage of the turnover there by Peatgrass. Spazzeri's been flying around. And that strike. And that's hit Lee. The Carabin, oh, very close, but play on. Again, you can feel the Carabin here building up to something, and then right back in. It's McDuff again that's been in the middle of things, split the defenders. It was Cochran who stripped him. And again, Le Carabin keeping the Capers in their zone. They're going to get Shepard, I believe. And there's Lynn watching Lefebvre. So, up the middle, able to steady it was Kabouzi. Now on the far side comes Ben Moussa. Crossed, oh, skipped over the foot there of Poulin. And again, another opportunity for Le Carabin. Their buildup has been wonderful. Thought they might get a chance at a finish here. Pommier and Poulin just skipped between his legs. But again, kind of we're going in in 10-minute segments. First 10 of the Carabin kind of evened off, but then the last 7 or 8 minutes, once again, Montreal has flexed his muscles in the Cape Breton. And now Clark hasn't been threatened. There has been a shot off the post. Cochran floats it. Sherbrand and Saul darting through. Spazzeri knifed it forward, trying to catch up to it. Spazzeri shot, and it was blocked. What an effort by Spazzeri as he tried to open the scoring.
Great job to let that ball settle.
And Spazzeri, as he's done all weekend, has come to play in this one.
Mortas.
And there it is, Spazzeri, the little pass to himself, and he was able to shed the defender. That was Le Boris. So Jacob Spazzeri, the sophomore from Woodbridge, Ontario, last year's AUS top rookie, and another free kick chance here for the Capers. A good spot for Cochran. See what he has planned. Went with the low liner. Spazzeri tries to settle it.
Great work by Pommier to get first to that.
Zekuna trying to pin in his man. And good work there by the captain. It will result in a throw in for the Capers. Spazzeri will leave it because Cochran has that, or it might be Lynn as well, is top notch on the throw in. Nice one to the feet. Land, lovely ball. But it's headed away. Up to get a piece of it is Zekuna. And now back will Fortune put it right back in. Good header there by Le Bourhis. As the sun fades behind the clouds once again here. Crisp day, but really for this time of year, what weather for a national championship. We don't have any wet things like that being a factor. So Carabin look to answer the little spurt from the Capers, and Clark will come out as charging in after it was Poulin. And there you see Daniel Clark, Milton Keynes, England, his hometown, but did a lot of his growing up in Ontario with his family's move to Canada for his dad's career purposes. Cochran. Dino Morley first to his bench. It's going to be Schurenbrand being spelled by Jamie Nicholson. Like I said, I'm dating myself back to the 80s and 90s Pistons, the microwave Vinnie Johnson. That's what I've been calling Nicholson. When he comes off that bench for Dino Morley, it doesn't take him long to make his presence felt. And a good run there for Schurenbrand. Cochran. Left foots it, but smartly by Mortas to use his keeper, Rouleau. Capers haven't been able to test Rouleau. But now they want to see if they can get after Clark here, up the field. Scramble. Cochran, lovely little ball there on the feed from Lee to Cochran. Long to the corner. Shepard, can he get on it? Battling. Good. Secondary assistance there by Lake Carabin. They know it's going to take more than one. Way too far down for Cochran. Like I say, well, you know, you'll get a couple of yards, maybe 3 or 4, but Cochran was a little too brazen on that one, but the Capers with the possession. Fortune. Cochran. Nicholson bats it off the defender, and clearing it to touch was Ben Moussa. There's the Jason Hartle. AUS second team All-Star is a freshman from Carleton Place, Ontario. Nicholson, again, presence made right off the bat.
And Lebris, number 6 for Montreal, has made a number of timely clearances, or he's kept it on the deck, made a pass when the opportunity has arisen.
And there's Nicholson with the work to get the corner kick. The crowd loves that. And cut in the student section, or one of the student sections here in the behind the, for this half, the Carabin net. That they've been boisterous, we'll put it that way.
So Peep Grass, he's over to take.
Peep Grass, the Calgary native. And he's felt the bruises of this one already with a cut above the left eye. Peep Grass curling it in. But there Labourhis once again, who's had a yeoman's first
that's
half.
Going the other way. Yeah, that's an easy call for the referee as Lee goes to deck far too easily.
And then over the ball, and once you start trying to play it in a prone position.
And especially if you're on the back line, to be doing that, you don't want to lose the trust of the referee. So that plays like that can come back to haunt you if you need to do a little defending and make an ill-advised shove. The call could very well go against you.
The speed of Shepard caused that turnover. Now a quick caper throw in. Wow, was the first goal in this one going to be important? Not to say it isn't in most games getting the lead in most sports, but certainly in a gold medal soccer matchup of this caliber. And just the momentum swing it would provide. Now the long ball, but back there defending smartly are the Capers. But the Carabin now, they want to get back to the offense. More toss. Intercepted. Peep Grass lofts it. Trying to find Shepard, but again, Labourhis.
Ooh.
And there was
Morley incensed. And it did look a foul, to be fair.
As Nicholson got chopped down here by Labourhis.
Left the leg out.
The Carabin now 35 in. No score. Best chance probably a goal post by the Carabin early. Sekuna, the captain. And like I said, we've already said Nicholson's name about a half dozen times in 6 minutes. What an effect he has when he comes in off the bench. Shepard. Wow, Labourhis is really keyed in on Shepard, and he has some size as well to be able to try to muscle him. He certainly doesn't want to get in the foot race with the first team All-Canadian. Spaziri down.
Ben Moussa, that's far too heavy a challenge.
And they're grabbing at the right knee. A Carabin player down is Ben Moussa, and Labourhis checking. And again, Spaziri, last year's Rookie of the Year, not quite the, if you probably ask him the season he wanted. Well, I tell you, he's been good as anyone. Yeah, that's pretty loose defending there by Ben Moussa. Leg pretty far out.
And it seems if there's a bit of a scramble, 4 or 5 players in the mix, that the referee is willing to let things go a little bit further than if there's a foul in that particular instance where it's a one-on-one and you're late or you're lazy or you're cynical.
Against that right leg, and it's Kabouzi.
He's a key. Well, every player is key out there, but he's in the midfield. You're called upon a little more often than perhaps the other positions to make crucial plays that affect the flow of the match.
And there you see the Capers gathered, talking things over. Cochrane, group of them now huddled together, taking the advantage of this chance to kind of get on the same page here. As you see the Caper faithful, of course, not surprisingly, the crowd much in the Capers' favor, pardon me. Some Carabins supporters as well, as we'll see Kaboozy leave. It looks like it's going to be just there and right back for Kaboozy. Free kick chance here. Cochrane, he's got that magical left leg. Does he have one in him here? Late in the opening half, about 38 minutes in. If the Capers can get on the board, it'll certainly ignite this home crowd that's already been boisterous. Deflected away. Lake Carabin. Spazzeri called there for actually peep grass. So a chance here now for Lake Carabin. More toss to get things going again. Le Boris. And there you see Owen Shepard, even when he's running, defending. Shepard with the steal. Shepard, and he shoots. And the first test for Rouleau, and he makes the save. Wow, Shepard. A big chance there. Fortune and bow back defending, and good work against Poulin. And looking skyward was Shepard. And wow, he picked the pocket, and falling and sliding there was Le Boris and Shepard, but So just did enough to force the shot. Shepard shot maybe a little bit earlier than he wanted to, but full marks to Rouleau to keep it scoreless.
Perfectly positioned, knew his net very well. The depth, there was no angle for Shepard, and as you said, he shot that perhaps a little quicker than he wanted to.
And what that does, if nothing else, is it plants a seed with a player like Lou Boris. I know it was a slip on the turf, but that's the pressure Shepard puts on defenders even when he doesn't have the ball. That speed. More toss. Gets it back there from Ben Moussa. Up over the 40-minute mark here in our first half. Zekuna trying to send Hurdle away. And there's Shepard. Shepard, similar angle here. And a little more aware and steady on his feet. There was La Boris. Now a chance. Oh, it's still loose. Oh, a diving defensive play there by Lee.
Wow. Lee's had a couple of great plays in the last couple minutes on the last attack. He found him, he was perfectly positioned.
Lynn Lefebvre shedded him, and then Fortune, and he was just did uncoil in the deflection by Lee. It will be a corner kick here for Les Carabins. Lefebvre. Can the visitors open the scoring? Lefebvre headed away, and it'll be another chance as we get the goal cam look at things. Daniel Clark directing traffic. You know, Clark will be on his hops if he has a chance to get up the other, punch it away or grab it. It's the captain, Pommier. And now Clark, there's a discussion here. Clark. And here it is. There.
Le Boris.
And Clark coming to the aid of his man. Not much there, though, either. Cooler heads prevailed. Don't want something like that to develop into a game-changing incident for either side. Pommier, and now the discussion. Again, we've seen Mario Alias take that approach of trying to nip things in the bud before they let the players play, but oh, the header, oh, there was a save on the backside.
Calls for handball.
Alias says play on. So the Carabins almost opened the scoring. So now drops it off and heads towards the net. And that close. Oh, and a big collision there. It's Sammy McDuff. High contact there with Spazzeri. Both players were going at high speed. Here it is. Spazzeri and McDuff,
who's on a yellow.
And I think Peatgrass is pleading the case that it was much like a hit in football at a bounce, that the play was over when McDuff came barreling in.
Peatgrass this could be his first taste of law, perhaps.
Oh, and Spazzeri's getting yellowed. So Spazzeri.
Perhaps the referee saw that incorrectly, because it looked like McDuff was the initiator
of the contact. So that's interesting there. Now Spazzeri has to be. I think that's again, we don't know what, or if it was something after the play, but I don't even think Spazzeri had said anything, and he's sometimes the type to maybe.
And again, if you have a reputation.
Fortune. Peatgrass pleading the case there as opposed to Zay Kuna. And now Lake Carabin. Zay Kuna, good defending there against Pommier. 4 minutes of extra time on this opening half. And that'll sail out.
And there was one earlier stoppage where there were a collection of Caper players, and it was Peatgrass and Kuna having a chat, and I think Peatgrass was very much trying to have the last word. And obviously Kuna is the incumbent and the captain, but Peatgrass showing his leadership skills as well out on the pitch.
Clark, first touch there to the Capers. But back the other way, and back to get it. Lee's going to let it roll to touch. So we're in extra time here. There's a good look at Rain Lynn once again. Cochran and Lee. Nicholson again has come off the bench and given his spark. Couple of Caper heads get on it, but the Carabin end up with it. Far side. As they weave their way in, Nicholson back to help and helps cause the turnover, but then Peatgrass, yes, took a clip from behind there. There's your Caper captain for Caper fans, Zay Kuna. Cochran now. Again, we're in our 4 minutes of extra time here before the half. Striking that rolling ball. Zay Kuna keeps it in. Nicholson in close quarters gets it back. Shepard. Every time Shepard touches the ball, now Nicholson into the box. It's loose.
Oh, Lefebvre.
Cochran with a lovely ball. It's loose. And Nicholson couldn't stuff it home.
Oh, that'll be a foul. Advantage. No. No
Spizzeri with a big effort. Peatgrass. Top of the box. Say Kuna Dipsy Doodles. Peatgrass. Still loose. Spizzeri! And the Capers take a 1-0 lead. It was frantic action, and finally Jacob Spizzeri in extra time here late in the opening half. And the crowd goes bananas here in Sydney. The work by Zay Kuna first. Got a fortuitous bounce. Sliding two Carabin bang into each other, and then Spizzeri under the crossbar. He makes no mistake. And the sophomore from Woodbridge, Ontario. Maybe no one deserves a goal on either side more than Jacob Spizzeri, who's had his great run of play, his best of the season, and he's put his team up 1-0. Carabin now looking to answer late. There's the highlight of that goal by Spizzeri. No chance for Rouleau. You get a quality strike like that. There's no answer for it. And Spizzeri has ignited the home crowd here. And basically what is a road game now, or has been for the Carabin, they're gonna have to battle the crowd as well. And that's your halftime whistle. So if you're Dino Morley, you couldn't ask for anything better late in the half. Jacob Spizzeri.
And a huge lift to the Capers just before the half to get the goal. Those can be absolutely momentum crushers. Montreal, though, they did play well, not without their chances. And they will be ready to roll in the second half, to be sure.
So your score here in the exciting opening half at Ness Timmins Field. In your national championship game, as we step away, we'll take a look at the goal by Spizzeri once again from another angle. In extra time in the opening half, it squirted loose. There it is. And he got a step on Saul to make it 1-0. So we're going to step aside for a bit here at halftime. The score, the Cape Breton University Capers 1, Les Carabins de Montreal no score. You're watching the 2023 Protocase U Sports Men's Soccer Championship, presented by Bell on cbctv.ca.
Voici les candidats pour le prix de l'entraîneur ou l'entraîneuse de l'année Fox 40 U Sport. The nominees for the 2023 Fox 40 U Sports Men's Soccer Coach of the Year are du Sport Universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Graham Kennedy, Université Saint-Francis-Xavier, St. FX University. Du Réseau du Sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, Pat Raimondo, Université de Montréal, University of Montreal. Des Sports Universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Marcelo Plata, Université Carleton University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne, from Canada West, Larry Stefanik, Université de Victoria, University of Victoria. Le lauréat ou la lauréate du prix de l'entraîneur ou l'entraîneuse de l'année Fox 40 U Sport est, the winner of the Fox 40 U Sports Coach of the Year is Pat Raimondo, Université de Montréal, University of Montreal. Les candidats pour le prix de l'engagement communautaire U-Sport sont. The nominees for the U-Sports Men's Soccer Community Service Award are du sport universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Luke Berryman, Université Dalhousie University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, David Harrison, Université de Sherbrooke, University of Sherbrooke. Des sports universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Alexander Domingos, Université de Nipissing University. Et de l'Association Ouest canadienne, from Canada West, Chris Lee, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix de l'engagement communautaire est. The winner of the U-Sports Community Service Award is Luke Berryman, Université Dalhousie University. The nominees for the 2023 Lou Bielek Award for the U-Sports Men's Soccer Rookie of the Year are en nomination pour le prix Lou Bielek décerné à la recrue de l'année 2023 en soccer masculin, du sport universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Isaac Van Wyschen, Université Saint-Francis Xavier, St. FX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, Maxime Bourgeois, Université de Sherbrooke, University of Sherbrooke. Des sports universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Michael Maslanka, Université de Toronto, University of Toronto. Et de l'Association Ouest canadienne, from Canada West, Brennan First, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix Lou Bielek en tant que recrue de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport est. The winner of the Lou Bielek Award as U-Sports Men's Soccer Rookie of the Year is Brennan First, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC.
It was my greatest thrill when we just stood still. You let me hold your hand till I had my fill. Help you to see you through.
Whatever life looks like to you, we're here for it. For life as you know it. Insurance, investments, advice. Canada Life.
The nominees for the 2023 Joe Johnson Award as the U-Sports Men's Soccer Player of the Year are en nomination pour le prix Joe Johnson décerné à l'athlète de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport, du sport universitaire de l'Atlantique, from the AUS, Kyle Cordero, Université Saint-Francis Xavier, St. FX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec, from the RSEQ, Gregory David, Université du Québec à Montréal, UQAM. Des sports universitaires de l'Ontario, from the OUA, Omar Marzouk, Université Ontario Tech University. Et de l'Association Ouest canadienne, from Canada West, Sebastian Jakowski, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC. Le lauréat du prix Joe Johnson décerné au joueur de l'année en soccer masculin U-Sport est. The winner of the Joe Johnson Award as the 2023 U-Sports Player of the Year in men's soccer is Sebastian Jakowski, Université de la Colombie-Britannique, UBC.
Welcome back to the 2023 Protocase U Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by Bell. From Nest Timmins Field at Cape Breton University in Sydney, Nova Scotia, as you get a look at our opening here, the introduction, the lineups into the play. Bart Sears 1-0 for the Capers, a late extra time goal, and there was the first big chance by Sam McDuff that hit the post.
Yes, it was the Carabins in control early with more of the chances the first 10 minutes or so, but then things evened out. And there's Shepard. Great wheels. And a good clearance.
As you alluded to, kind of a game of spurts, like 10 little chunks that each team has looked like they're really ready to bust free. Here's McDuff against two defenders, and that was the one where Le Carabin thought they should have gotten a call, which of course would have been a penalty kick. Pommier there was a chance that just skipped by Poulin. And here's the great work from Spizzeri, who again,
he's been all over the park.
He's been playing, I think, his best, even though he was last year's top rookie in the conference, playing his best soccer.
That was the slip by Boris. And Rouleau came up big there. He was excellent positioning. We'll get another look at it here.
And again, luckily Sol was there for Le Carabin, just enough to force Shepard to maybe a yard or two earlier. And then here's a big play by Elijah Lee.
Yes. And that was a shouts of handball, but here's Spizzeri when he got the yellow card.
And I guess we're not even gonna maybe unfold that one but it certainly was a little bit of a head scratcher for us why he got the red. This is the
goal coming up here.
The little dance moves by Zay Kuna there. Took a fortuitous bounce, no doubt, for the Capers as two Carabin basically bumped together. You'll see it here. And then the ball squirted to Spizzeri. And he just had enough room away from Saul to get the shot away. And here it is. One more look from a different angle. Spizzeri. And the Capers lead by a goal. We'll step aside for some more messages. You're watching the 2023 Protocase U Sports Men's Soccer Championships presented by Bell on CBCSports.ca.
What's wrong?
I dreamt we had cable internet.
Oh, sweetie. We've always had cable internet.
Once you're used to Bell Pure Fiber Internet, anything else is terrifying.
Who's gonna crush the bake sale tomorrow, huh?
Us.
Yeah. Is that the sugar you've been using?
Yep.
You put it in the cookies?
Yep.
The cupcakes?
Yep.
The brownies?
Yep.
Not the snickerdoodles.
Yep, everything.
From our bakery to your table. So be it, Sobeys.
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Protocase Men's Soccer Championships presented by Bell. Live from Cape Breton University, you get a good overview of the campus from our Nova Stream drone here at Cape Breton University. We're at the half, getting ready for the second half of this gold medal match. It's been a dandy start. The hometown Capers, the 5th seed in this tournament, the AUS runners-up, lead 1-0 on a goal by Jacob Spizzeri over Les Carabins de Montreal, the RSEQ runners-up this season.
And
go ahead, Birds. All we thought it would be certainly after the opening half.
It certainly has been. it's lived up to its billing as, you know, the national championship. Both teams have played extremely well. Both teams have had their chances. We've seen lots of speed, skill, and spirit by all players involved. Great goal by Spazieri, who's been at the heart of many things. And it's all to do for Montreal here as the second half begins.
So again, Les Carabins in there, white with blue trim, and there's a chance. Oh, Shepard's going to get called for the hold as he tried to turn away from Labourice, who's been covering him tightly. Capers in there, black and orange trim. Looking for gold and silver medalists here. Our bronze medal winners, the UBC Thunderbirds, who defeated the Mount Royal University Cougars earlier today, 1-0. And now the Carabins need to rally here. And it's going to be,
Nope.
So
I think that was a change, but the referee indicated. But it did look initially.
Initially, it looked like,
yes,
at least the call was a goal kick, and then the referee called corner kick, and then it reverted back to Daniel Clark. Shepard gets high. And now Sol. He'll use his partner Mortas, and now back to the keeper Rouleau. Good pressure here by Nicholson. So again, we saw, you don't know when someone may slip or a spilled ball. We saw it in the opening half when Labourice, lost his footing, and Shepard, there he is, got in for a shot. Tied for the league with AUS MVP Kyle Cordero with 9 goals in the regular season, but he continued his scoring prowess in the playoffs. He has 6 in the playoffs, a hat trick in the AUS semifinal, and then this weekend, both goals for the Capers in the quarterfinal, the lone goal in regulation for the Capers in their win on Friday night. And now Rouleau floats it. Hurdle. Oh, chased down smartly there by Cochran, but has it taken away, but determined to try to get it back. Zay Kuna.
It's in the back.
Zay Kuna is gonna, he knew it. And there again, Cochran. At least make his presence felt in the corner of Labourice's eye. Flicked forward nicely. Oh, and that took a bad hop if you're a Carabin fan. McDuff, play on. Fortune battling. McDuff again, he's a load to handle, McDuff. And the Capers cleared from harm. So, nice quick redirection. Labourice. Again, like Carabin. Out strongly, and it'll be a corner.
Just one halftime substitution. Number 8, Zachary Bellamry, has joined the fray.
Teeing it up. Pommier. It's loose. And looking for a call there. Falling was Mortas. He wasn't going to get that one. Now Peep Grass up the field, but headed right back in. So back to the offense, but coughed up, and now a chance for Shepard. Tried to send Cochran away. Spazieri, our goal scorer. Carabin now. Poulin off him.
Great defending.
Elijah Lee, the freshman from Toronto. Capers now defending. or back to the possession off that play by Lee. Cochran. Nicholson couldn't get a piece of it. Close quarters, taken over, and you see Shepard. He has that speed, but so strong, he just sometimes barrels through. Fell there, lost the ball, and now Sol. Lovely first touch there. Oh, and equally good ball by Lefebvre. So good build up there, started by Katsaros. The captain, Pommier. Oh, good work there in the interceptions. Pizzeri pokes it through. Shepard. Oh, what a move. But he lost his footing. Good work there by Saul. Shepard had the right idea. But again, just on that sharp cut, went down. Top of the box. Oh, chance here. Thought it might have been more for a strike. There was no one with him. Spizzeri, nice ball. And again, here's Shepard. Tried to stop on a dime and tripped himself up, and So took over, and that's the veteran So not going to panic. Clark. Nicholson. Lefebvre. Oh, what a defensive sequence there for Cochran. Right back on Lefebvre. Oh, tangling there. And, oh, and good work by Spizzeri. Covering Pommier. Here's Cochran. Got the ball against Lefebvre. And now Rouleau. 52 minutes in. The Jacob Spizzeri goal. The difference. Oh, and then
yes,
that's a
easy call.
Easy call there as he barreled over on the player. It's like a check into the boards in hockey. If you see the back of the jersey, you pretty much know.
And it just seems Montreal just pressing a little bit more than they need to. They played loose. Loose as in they played well with a bit of freedom in the first half, but it just looks just a touch tighter here in the second half. And hopefully for Montreal fans that their team will settle.
Lefebvre gets it back. Pommier. Cochran. Spizzeri trying to send Nicholson away, but he's not going to go around Labourice, who's had a vital role here in trying to particularly to bottle up Shepard. Massa. Now tiptoeing his way up the sideline there was Katsaros. And Shepard with the hustle there to change it for a goal kick to a throw-in for Les Carabins.
And Shepard has been great defensively, and that's a great example of it. Just that hustle, just that one little thing can make such a huge difference over the span of 90 minutes.
U Sports Fox 40 Coach of the Year Pat Murray-Mondo goes to his bench, bringing in the spark plug Julian Bruce. He'll spell Poulin. And now, like Carabin, down a goal. 55 minutes in, still plenty of time. The winner again, gold medal. Bruce. Say Kuna, and he'll send it skyward.
It's foul, easy call for the referee as Kuna goes over the back of number 8, Bellamry.
So a big free kick chance here for the visitors as the lights more and more start to kick in here at Ness Timmins Field. This is the exclamation point of 4 great days of soccer here at CBU. Again, UBC are bronze medal winners, and these two teams fighting it out for gold and silver. There it is. It's loose in the box. Bruce trying to get a shot away. Very patient though, puts it back. Oh, and Palmieri up in the hurdle, and you could hear that snap and thwap from here. Oh, and he took it flush off the left cheek. And certainly no intent and good sportsmanship there by Pommier. And Hurdle, who's been one of those unsung heroes throughout the season and recognized though for his play, second team all AUS. Does all those little things that you need on a team that gets into a gold medal game at the end of the season. As you get a look at the anxious, predominantly Caper crowd here. They know there's a ways to go, but they can feel it. Can the Capers get their second goal in program history? They won it in 2017, again under the leadership of the late Robbie Chason. His son Connor actually a member of the Capers.
And they will definitely take their time, given this is a head injury. But we saw immediately the impact that Bruce can have on a game, and it was Bruce and McDuff that helped Les Carabins through to the final.
And first and foremost, of course, is the health of Hurdle, but looking at it from a broad or narrow game perspective, a big loss for the Capers here.
Yeah, he,
as the crowd
see, doesn't
concerned for Jason Hurdle.
Doesn't look that he's 100% with us.
Lofted in. More good work by Zay Kuna. And then that strike sailed high, sailed wide. And that gets the jeers from the Caper faithful.
And the Carabins, they've had a couple of good spells in the box, and that's the second time that a shot's sailed over the bar.
Fortune.
Just a bit more patience required.
Chipped ahead now, Soul retreating. Julien Soul, or Kareem Soul, pardon me, first team All-Canadian. The lone All-Canadian selection from the Carabins this season. Capers have a pair in Owen Shepherd and Jose Kuna. Nice build up again here by the Carabins. Some room now for Ben Musa. Katsaros, top of the box. Gets it back. Tried to feather it, he does nicely. McDuff punches it through, but a diving defensive play. It'll be a corner kick. So that's Elijah Lee once again. Lovely ball there, Katsaros. McDuff tried to punch it through, deflected off Cochran, and then making sure it was out of harm's way was Lee. So corner chance here, Pommier. Far post, headed away by Lee once again. So back to back. Yeoman's effort there by Elijah Lee. And there for the Capers, who is in the lineup now, I believe may start the Usman Cham actually would have come in for Hartle. And there Bruce is again getting the jeers from the Caper faithful. No, not too much forgiveness if you're a Carabin player in the offensive zone this half. You're going to hear it. Fortune. Cochran. Oh, and that was
should be a yellow card.
That scorpion death block there from, I think, frustrated Pommier. And that's one of those ones, like you say, and Avi, you have to card that one, because the whole intent was just to, again, put the grip, the vice grip on Cochran and haul him down. Yeah, if that's not a yellow card, then we'd have to start some guessing.
And even Cochran was keeping track of Pommier's fouls. Yeah. So if he knew it was going to be his third, he might as well get his money's worth.
Maybe get it.
Yeah.
There's a good look at Usman Cham, one of the leaders of the Capers, one of the leadership team led by Captain Zekuna. 61 minutes in now. If you're a Caper fan, if you could tack on one here.
Oh, what a
Shepard.
pass.
There was Spizzeri again. He's everywhere. Nicholson lost it. Good work there on the back end by Mortas. And you better watch this man, Julian Bruce. Bruce navigates, lays it off. Nice ball there, but no one could get a head on it or anything on it. So a reload here. Katsaros, top of the box. Pommier. But ripped out by, what a last few minutes for Elijah Lee defensively. So, Ben Musa. Nice build up here. Katsaros. Katsaros, you can hear too easy from the Caper bench. And Lee again. So Lee's been the anchor defensively here the last few minutes. And there's Rain Lynn getting turned. Lynn, he'll rip it upfield. Capers, though, on their heels a bit. Squirts free. And they'll see if they can get some sort of counter attack. They are gonna.
Yeah.
Thought they might play
I think
through
that's
the
right
advantage,
call.
but blew it down. I think it's Spizzeri who got clipped from behind.
And Bellamri got there just a hair late.
I believe another Caper down. It's Shepard. Cramping. And again, on both sides, just great sportsmanship from Pommier.
Although I think he would.
Well,
there's one side of it is that. The other side is
get up.
Let's get rocking and rolling here.
So I'll look at the sunny side of the. But you're right, no doubt Pommier's like, let's get cooking here. We got some momentum going. Lynn, stripped.
And there's Peepgrass again.
Peepgrass, right place, right time.
Class.
Cochran, Shepard looks like he's okay. And he's going to have to call against him there. Again, Laboris has been up to the task, and you can see certainly the size. He and So to really give Shepard fits here under the lights at CBU. 65 minutes in. The lone goal, Jacob Spizzeri. Katsaros.
It's a good touch.
Ben Musa. So.
Looking for it. Doesn't get it.
That was good work by Nicholson. Like Carabin now. Again, have the Capers on their heels a little bit here. They haven't been able to get that big 10 bell opportunity against Clark. Katsaros. Oh, there's a header, but just not much pepper on it from Lefebvre. An easy save for Clark. And he'll slow the tempo here a little bit. Clark takes a look upfield. Nicholson flicks it ahead, but poked right back. Nice first touch, but losing it was Peatgrass. And again, Lee recovers. Cochran, Nicholson. Tough ball and a little heavy off the chest. That allows Les Carabins to take over. Pumasa. Or pardon me, Laboris. So we get a look at Shepard. Who looks a little bit, he was down there momentarily. And he looks like he has a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up here. As you see him trying to stretch it out. But a lot of mileage.
Bruce is down.
And they're going to blow it down, and Bruce, not sure who he got tangled up with, and he's... CBC TV is your home for the 2023 Canada Life Vanier Cup from Kingston, Ontario. Catch the best in university football action Saturday, November 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and cbcsports.ca. So Bruce to his feet. The captain, Palmiere. Looks like at the back, his upper neck, back of his head areas. Drop ball there, Fortune. Lynn. Nicholson with good work. Now Lee. They'll change the field here. Cochran trying to go up the gut for Zay Kuna. But he was shadowed by Ben Musa. Rouleau. Laboris. Carabin now on the far side. Looking to penetrate this Caper D down a goal. Trying to force the issue, Spazzeri. And you can see there, Shepard doesn't have his usual zip right now. No doubt a little bit of kind of conservation. And they're going to get, could that be close for Zay Kuna, pardon me, to getting carded? Or is he's going to get a talkie
he's on his last warning.
And now Cochran into, so yeah, Zay Kuna, if he wasn't there, the next one I think is going to
That's at least his second. Maybe there was one earlier, and sometimes at halftime they sort of wipe those clear. Although we did see Cochran kept track pretty well for for Palmier.
So it looks like Shepard is going to come off. Whether it's, I think they're going to try to get, you could tell, you could see just the old hitch in the giddy up. Bayo and Dino Morley, Scott Clark now chatting to Shepard. No doubt if they can try to get him back, they will maybe loosen him up. Palmiere Oh, it's loose, but Clark, and there was a big collision. I don't think Clark got the 3 count, though, on.
It's Lefebvre in amongst things. Perpignan, France native. Great rugby country, Corey, and no doubt Lefebvre will show that intensity the rest of the way, though he's been. He's a calm presence, but when need be, we'll see the steel.
He looks like a guy who could handle himself on the rugby pitch as well. Clark. Chest it down, Palmiere. But just when Cazzaro zigged, he zagged, and now Cochran. There's Pat Raimundo, our National Coach of the Year. Bayo softly in Rouleau. Bayo, the freshman from Montreal, spells Shepherd, pardon me, and Isaiah. Could be the end of Shepherd's day, but if they can get him loosened back up, I think you'll see him back. See how that unfolds. So, Fortune and Bruce collide. Bruce is alone with a sliding play by the veteran Rain Lynn. Quick throw in now. Lake Carabin. Oh, a chance, top of the box, blocked. Ooh. Fortune. Katsaros, easy for Clark.
And it's those second chances. We'll see Lynn first.
Here comes Rain Lynn. Zoom, all ball against the hurdling Bruce.
The Carabin doing a great job creating that initial chance, but if we go back to our rugby terms, they're not getting that second or third phase to really put Clark under the pump.
Right. And when Clark has the chance to corral it, he hasn't spilled anything yet, which that's a lot of times why you every so often give that little test to the keeper, and you never know what can happen. And now it's going to be Kilbride into the fray for the Capers, one of the English products, and Nicholson to the bench. So he's had his spurt. Nicholson, who again didn't really start playing any sort of substantial minutes until late in the season. Katsaros. Nice work by Zekuna. Zekuna, lovely ball here for Bayo. Bayo. Oh, nice play there as Cham was looking to come on the one.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Be your preferred position, but very difficult to penetrate. And it's been, fortunately, have been excellent to keep Les Carabins just a little further out than they'd like to be.
And this is a Caper team this season that 3 ties in the regular season, of course, known as most of its top seasons as a scoring squad, but certainly maybe have one of their best defensive seasons as a group in 2023, as Bayo was called for barreling in the Mortas. So pleading the case, looking for something. As Mortas now up and running. So 76th minute. Capers 1. Les Carabins no score. Rouleau. So, well, let's go Caper chance. Start the ring out.
Eliasse, number 22, getting ready to come in for Montreal. Could that have been a handball by Peepgrass?
And Pommier now, as Pat Raimondo will go to his bench. Lamry is coming out. Salim Eliassi into the fray, number 22. We've seen him on this weekend, a strong performer, so he's going to be full of fire here late. Headed away, and then again that soft one to Clark, and you see no one within striking distance of his 6-yard box. So we're going to have to start giving the Capers some credit as well for their defensive play. Making it easy, certainly, for Clark. Zekuna feathers it in. Cham! Oh, he just got all. You could see he was indecisive. Or Bayo, pardon me, not Cham. You could see it was, do I strike? When do I strike? And it got hopping on him.
It was a decent first touch, but then it, as you said, it started to hop and it didn't settle when he took the shot.
Well, let's go Caper chance. Really cranking up now. There'll be a throw in for Aliassi. Eliassi headed away by Zekuna, but Bruce gets it. Bruce. So, Eliassi, nice ball to the far post. And Bruce tried to get it, but Lynn was there to clear the garbage. And Bale couldn't come up with it. Back to it. Aliassi coughed it up, and coming up gingerly there is Lee. Lee's going to be a key man down the stretch here. As maybe the faithful getting a little nervous here, although their team up a goal. Up now almost to the 80-minute mark. The chance. Clark booms it forward. So. Lofts it with the left foot. Aliassi. Trickles into the zone, but again, Elijah Lee is there. Laboris feathers it forward. McDuff got away from Zekuna. And nice control there by Lee to keep it at a throw-in as opposed to a corner kick. You can see Clark trying to, you can see it on his face. He knows he's going to be tested here down the stretch. Laboris headed away by Cochran. Coming in to try to get it is Bayo. Bayo.
It's all ball by LSC. LASC.
There go McDuff, figures it should be his ball. And there's a look now at Cochran, who will take the throw in here. So we're battling the sun a little bit from our vantage point. You see the glare on the turf here at Nest Timmins Field. Ben Musa plays it back to his keeper. Now it's Saul. 81st minute. Capers 1. Les Carabins no score. Jacob Spaziri's goal, the difference. And then Cochran tripped. Oh, and then Cochran might get, as you see in hockey, the retaliatory. And he's pleading his case that it should have been a call made by the lines person.
And calling both players over.
It's Cochran who was here with Lefebvre. There's the end of the play.
And nothing really in that. They just clipped feet, but Cochran took exception.
Aliassi. They're going to say, do that again. Yes. Aliassi now, something different. Will he go shorter right back into the 18? Good defending, backtracking there by Bayo. Everyone's going to be on the defense train now for the Capers. But again, you got to look for these quick counters that can often free someone up. Palmiere. Saul. Being watched by Bayo. We haven't seen a return of Shepard. I would think if he's not back yet, unless he, like I say, they're continuing to loosen him up, as Clark. Again, no spills.
Oh, and an easy take for Clark. Too deep on that ball in.
Clark now. 83rd minute. In the battle for the national championship. That was Ben Musa. And now Saul threads the needle. Bruce. Palmier. Oh, feathered it in. Oh, there's a chance, and whistled way high and wide. That's as open as anybody has gotten this afternoon for the Carabins. Katsaras.
And well over the bar.
Didn't even test Clark. The lovely ball by Palmier. Aliassi, and just laid it right there on the blade, if you will, of Katsaros, but he didn't even test Clark. That's the best scoring chance of this half, actual opportunity. Yes, they've had a lot of zone possession, but haven't tested Clark, and that was a big chance to do so by Katsaros. the captain Palmier. Now the Capers, Pete Grass. They're trying to force the issue here a little bit. Bruce laid it up, but coughed it up. And there's Spizzeri, who's been one of the shining stars this weekend for Dino Morley's team. 85 minutes in. Then Musa. Up and then banged away by Rain Lin. Carabin looking for a crevice. Bruce goes down, but
not going to
good
give
no
that.
call there as he and Lee just, the fabric maybe brushed together from their jerseys. And
That
then
will be.
That'll be a Bayo tackle there. Once there he is, he just
grabs on the leg.
Not sure who came back into the fray there for, oh, it is Shepard. So working on him, and that changes things as Clark climbs the ladder with authority. And disputing that call, it's going to be a yellow. And Les Carabins aren't happy with the call. As Clark, I never got it in this one because I've been saying it maybe every match all season, and the other Caper matches, Dino Morley says he's the best in the business in U Sports. The two-time first-team AUS All-Star. It looks like that right knee got clipped. Palmier and Clark aggressively. Aliassime was there. And then again at that right knee, and Lefebvre is incensed. But there shouldn't have been any. And certainly they're going to take as much time as possible here. And they'll certainly, I think we're maybe looking at a definitely 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time in this one. As Shepard, and what Shepard does as well, gives you that speed up top, and still has that threat of, although now really the Carabin have to push forward regardless, as the crowd, you can tell, on the edge of its seat here for the second time. Once for the Caper women. That was in the Waterford at Veterans Memorial Field. They won their lone national championship at home. Can the Capers do it as well here in 2023? Skyward. Deflects off Shepard. Lynn, who's been...
That will be a Caper throw.
And I know we've been pointing at it all weekend, but the combo of Lynn and Spizzeri for the Capers have been top-notch, and some of the usual suspects, of course, Clark and Shepard, and solid all-around level, but the effort, but they still have to bring it home against these talented Carabins, and they're not going to quit here in the 88th minute.
And you're quite right. And Fortune and Lee, and then you've got Kuna and Peepgrass in the midfield, Cochran and Shepard. They seem to be paired off quite well. Do the Capers.
Katsaros, Bruce, loose, top of the box. Good patience there. Oh, and Clark.
Over the bar, had to.
Yeah, that was his only option.
Because that was going in.
But again, Clark on that bad wheel after the last, when he got clipped for the yellow card. I think it was Lefebvre. And that was an anxious moment, folks. If you're this group, the Caper faithful. Palmier It's loose. Headed away there. And now Les Carabins reload. Shepard, like I say, providing that push up front, which is helpful. They're going to call the advantage.
Yep. Bring it back. 5 minutes.
Five minutes of stoppage time here, plenty. Although still certainly one eye on the clock. Not quite what the Carabins were looking for there. Rouleau up for his captain, Pommier. Sol, the two All-Canadians combined. Bruce off. Katsaros, who's had the best chance here. He was in a prime scoring spot from about 10 yards out. But he didn't get a good strike on it and didn't test Clark. Here you see Owen Shepard, one of the Caper heroes, as they try to bring it home. Oh, what a play there by Spizzeri to strip Aliassi. And that kills valuable time. Rouleau being hassled by Shepard. So the goal scorer, Spizzeri, with an equally as important defensive play there. McDuff, Katsaros. Nice cross, top of the box, but flicked away. Shepard came rolling in.
A little lucky to get away with that, Les Carabins.
Clark so great in the air. And he'll take his time. The crowd bubbling here at Ness Timmins Field. They could start to taste it, although there's still plenty of time. Katsaros. Bruce lays it off. Aliassi. Not only the block there, but the keep it in bounds by Cochran.
Great composure on the ball.
Laboris snaps it in. Ben Moussa. Again, we're in stoppage time. Another defensive play by Spizzeri, and he reacts. As Dino Morley's up off his bench. Aliassi, top of the box, Ben Moussa. Oh, and great play there. Lefebvre and Lynn. I think it's actually staying with the Capers.
Interesting. A foul given.
I think, yes, they're going to say Lefebvre on Rain Lynn. As Clark, as time ticks away for Les Carabins. Clark, airborne. Shepard, he'd love to get an insurance marker here. No, but he's just as glad to pin it. Shepard, lovely work. But So takes over. So one last push maybe, depending on the time here for McDuff. Nice ball there. Oh, but coughed up. And Pete Grass.
That's a good play. Just ran right into a Carabin.
And the anticipation builds. As Pete Grass, who took the early headshot and come up bloody. But he took his standing 8 count and come back. As you see the Caper benches, it's bubbling everywhere here in Sydney. Shepard charging in, enough to force the issue. And you can tell even since he's come back, he doesn't have that same giddy up. A lot of miles on the old carriage here this weekend for Owen Shepard.
And that should just about do it, and it will do it.
Where Cole was once king, black gold. The Cape Breton University Capers, their golden moment. And they're the national champions in U Sports men's soccer.
And the barricade in name only. A wonderful performance by the Capers. Spazziri.
Just gonna let you soak it in a little bit here, folks. I know you've been listening to us all weekend, maybe the sights and sounds here from Ness Timmins Field.
For the safety of the players, referees, coaches. Let's hear it for your U Sport National Champions, your CBU Capers!
So Bert Sears, as we take in these few moments, here's the winning head coach, Dino Morley. This was a wounded Caper team that definitely didn't have a sweet taste in their mouth after having their string of championships in the AUS snapped last week by the Santa Fe X-Men. But when it counted on the national stage, they come through on home turf and have the program's second national championship.
Yes, Corey. They've avenged their AUS defeat to Santa Fe, in which they were well beaten on the day. And no doubt there would have been a few thoughts in their head that perhaps, do we have it all to do and perhaps a little too much at nationals, but they showed great resilience. In all three games, they were up 2-0 over Les Patriotes, came back to win in a shootout. And that, of course, calmed the nerves. And what can you say about Cochrane and Shepard in that semifinal? They were a fantastic 1-2 punch. We mentioned Lynn, the back line, Kuna coming back, getting into the flow after missing the first game, as did Peepgrass and Lee. But Lee was and his center back partner Fortune, fantastic in the middle, and just made it so difficult for Montreal or for Montreal to get in tight for a quality goal scoring opportunity.
And what it reflects, and I've seen this team all season at home, pointing to a couple areas, both today and Friday night, the defensive side of the ball. This team often known for kind of the run and gun style, high scoring team. They've shown they're more than that here this weekend. And as well, when I spoke to Dino Morley throughout the season, he talked about depth. And at the national championship level, that's something that may have hurt them in other years against these high quality teams. And we saw it here this weekend. He had 3 starters have to sit out the quarterfinal win. And then on Friday night, lost Rain Lynn for a stretch and others. And then today, once again, Jacob Spazziri, although, as I said, last year's AUS top rookie, but this weekend has been the best soccer, I will say, he's played in a Cape Breton University Caper uniform. And Rain Lynn, the veteran, really at the forefront, those two. And of course, Owen Shepard didn't score today, but had all the other regulation goals for the Capers this weekend. Always a threat. Daniel Clark, not overly tested today, but you knew, and you mentioned it after Friday night, Bird, it seemed even in this one that Montreal, yes, had possession, was pressed, but you didn't see where they maybe were going to be able to break the seal and score, and they had that one chance Katseros about 10 yards out by himself, and he just couldn't test the AUS champ, or not AUS, U Sports champion now, Daniel Clark. And there you see Shepard in on the celebration there. Trying to think who's getting the big. I think it might be Zay Kuna. No, it's actually Spaziri, and I'd say a good guess that's mom and dad with Jacob Spaziri. If you're talking about top players in this tournament, the sophomores there when anyone is
right up there, and a captain's innings by Kuna today. Just so calm and great communication with his fellow players as well. We saw earlier with Peepgrass just sort of setting out their stall, and they were fantastic today. This is, you know, like you, I've seen them play a lot. I've seen them keep their cool. I've seen them lose their cool, where they just lose the run of themselves and the fouls come flying in, but not today when it mattered most.
And again, the Capers were looking for their 7th consecutive conference title this year. Would have been an AUS record for men's soccer, but the X-Men derailed them here on home turf. But 1 week later, a resilient bunch as they celebrate the program's 2nd national championship. And you see it on their right arms, the RC, and especially, of course, for Connor Chason, his dad, and Dino Morley, one of his close friends. Robbie is not too far from everyone's mind here as the Capers, the fiddle music starts to ring out. So a Kaylee's getting underway. I think there'll be a big one here tonight in Sydney as the Cape Breton University Capers take home the national championship.
I dare say, Corey, I dare say. And when you speak to the depth, we'll have to give a special shout out to number 19, Sharon Brand, who came on last night in his first touch, that chest down to Shepard, and made no mistake.
And what a weekend of soccer it's been. Let's give credit to Lake Carabin. Time about a team came in a little wounded, lost the RSEQ championship in an upset to the Patriots from UQTR. But they showed themselves well here, and they had some great storylines. A backup keeper comes in the quarterfinal and wins it for them in penalty kicks, Olivier Rouleau. And that kept unfolding. They won a semifinal and gave the Capers all they could handle here. And again, these programs familiar with each other. The Capers' other national championship came over the same Carabin.
And to show how tight all 8 teams were, both of these teams in their quarterfinal advancing by penalty kicks. If we had this tournament again next weekend, we could easily see 2 different teams, but we don't. It's
Caper, donning Caper orange, maybe that's going a little far. That poor little fella looked a little disoriented, but he's in his Caper orange and green as Daniel Clark and his head coach, Dino Morley. And again, the crowd not going too far here as the Capers will be awarded the championship trophy, get their medals, and the silver medal Carabin. And again, for Cape Breton soccer fans, it harkens back to the Caper women. Their lone national championship came, really at that time it was their home, and now they're home away from home. The Veterans Memorial Field in New Waterford is where that national championship tournament took place. And that was a Cinderella story of sorts, a Cape Breton women's team that had a tremendous Cape Breton contingent, and they rode the wave to a title, much like this team, through all the challenges. And you saw guys come on late in the year, a Jamie Nicholson, who never got quite to full form this season, but he certainly showed some flashes here in this tournament of what kind of player he's going to be with the Capers in the coming years.
Yes, and matching the international flavor of the school, the team as well, Corey.
Yes. when your captain's from Cascade, Portugal, and the English connection even with your head coach. And then from across Canada, Calgary, Max Peepgrass, Toronto, Sebastian Cochran. And our Nike players of the game, well-deserved for Montreal. It was number 9, Adam Bamusa.
Montreal, number 9, Adam Bamusa.
And there he is to get, and obviously, Nike Player of the Game award is not what Adam was looking to take home with him, but great effort by him. And for the Capers, the game-winning goal,
number 23,
Jacob Spizzeri.
And not just the goal today, the performance.
Yeah, great all-around effort. And to be honest, if you're Caper fans, this year especially, I think sometimes it frustrates you a little bit, knowing all the talent, but he let it all shine through here this weekend.
Please welcome from U-Sport, Jayla Blackburn and Pat Nearing to present the Tournament All-Star team.
Now we'll have our Tournament All-Stars, and we'll talk a little bit about them as we hear them announced. So I wouldn't want to be picking those, and we saw it here this week.
Number 1 from CBU,
Daniel Clark. And even that, but the stable, certainly what probably clinched it was the quarterfinal effort, of course. And again, solid, didn't have to be spectacular.
From Montreal, number 3,
but when you have back-to-back shutouts in the semifinal and final, you need that keeper to anchor you.
Yes.
Kareem Sow of Les Carabins, a first-team All-Canadian as well.
And I think he's been distinguished at center back.
Number 5,
Caden Rogozinski from Mount Royal with an all-star selection, All-Canadian. And getting back to Sal, really, they did a soul, Sebastian Cochran, an all-star. When you look at Lou Boris and Sal, what they did today, they really, Shepard, they did a great job on Owen Shepard. Not that Owen didn't play well, but certainly he didn't get out on the fast break, so to speak, like you can.
Boris.
As you see, Clark, I think and a lot of these guys, the old aches and pains will start the kick in after the adrenaline, because he took a good clip on that right knee and leg. Marcus Kaiser of the Thunderbirds.
Midfield maestro this afternoon.
But when you
look all 3 games,
when you look at the All-Canadian selections this year, and a lot of them were in this tournament, but when you see guys that could heal, what tough choices. And of course, they're tough in a way with the expanse of the conference and, or of the country and the U Sports, how much it covers, and you don't see a lot of these players until playoff time. Pipegrass.
Yeah, I think that's, though just the 2 games, but he was good today. He was a proper midfielder.
Palmier, the captain.
And that's well deserved.
And
as
you
well.
say about the cliche, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, there's one of Palmier. He tells the story of the Carabin, and there's Jacob Spizzeri. His big grin tells the story for the Capers. Owen Shepard.
And that's no surprise. And
a threat throughout all 3 matches. 3 goals, which I think it would be he and Attardo from Mount Royal that led the way. The MVP now.
Number 7.
It is Owen Shepard, and hard to see really set the tone, especially in both wins. And like we said throughout, he doesn't need volume. It was in the win over Mount Royal. Didn't have a lot of chances, but by golly, when he got that one, he ripped it home, and that was the difference.
And we've gone on about how impressive all the defenders are in this tournament, but if there's one player that you knew could distinguish himself against those top defenders, it's number 7, Owen Shepherd. And he set himself apart this tournament in his play. Didn't score today, but just the little defensive plays that he made, making sure that it goes out for a throw-in and not a corner kick, making sure that the defender has one less second on the ball to make him pass backwards or to someone that might not have enough time on the ball. Shepherd was fantastic.
It so much changes your approach, where you saw he left for some time there in the second half, cramped up, and it changed the way Montreal probably looked at things. They knew that threat wasn't out there as they tried to get the tie here after the Spizzirri goal in the opening half. The silver medal Carabins, who were mainstays here on the national championship stage, and in terms of the pedigree of a program, not an old one, if you will,
right,
but it's established itself in so many sports, of course, soccer being one of them, of football,
yes,
women's hockey, across the board. And certainly one of the ones they've been at the forefront has been, you got to look there in the background of Pat Raimondo. He certainly showed why he was the Fox 40 U Sports Coach of the Year. And again, credit, not that even I'm behind the scenes, but after that loss to St. FX, and really kind of things went off the rails, 3 red cards that day for the Capers. And 1 week later, to be here, I don't know how many, even the most diehard Caper fans would say. Obviously, the pedigree of the team ranked high all season, and we knew that with this field, it was pretty wide open, but still, to have that resiliency is what the word I'll use about these Capers as they take home the gold.
Yeah, this is a team that is at nationals every year. They know what it takes. They know the process and how you need to play for 90 minutes 3 times, and don't let a bad 10-minute spell affect your overall play. And when you have Zakuna as your captain, he's just such an incredible presence. The stature, he's obviously a tall, mature player, and players draw strength from that, and then his communication skills, and then last but not least, his touch on the ball. He is just such a magnificent player.
Zakuna, the captain, gets the first gold medal as the familiar lyrics of Queen start the ring out. We are the champions, and they certainly are the Capers. The third, I guess we'll say, U Sports, CIS, CIAU, all those slashes, national championship for this university. Of course, known for so long as Little X, with its relation to St. FX University as really its satellite university that began here in the north end of Sydney back in the late 60s or 50s into the 60s. Eventually the move out here towards the Sydney airport in the 70s. And now, of course, university status for many decades now, but still young in terms of a lot of universities. And certainly this group has again brought pride to a proud school from a proud part of Canada, the Cape Breton University Capers. And you can see kind of the wounds of the battle there on some of the Capers. And you'll see one here in Peatgrass, because he really took a ball to the, and there you see the, I think the effect of it with the big bandage above the left eye.
I think they properly bandaged that before the medal ceremony.
Elijah Lee, one of those unsung heroes, but today as good a defender. And there's the veteran Ben Fortune, one of the United Kingdom English products so key here for the Capers as the medals, and of course will culminate with the presentation of the championship trophy and banner. Proud times here at CBU. Again, the third national championship, 2 in men's soccer, 1 in women's soccer, of course, under Ness Timmins. So the hat trick here as far as those go. Now some of the players, coaching staff, getting their medals, proud moment. And again, one of those, I was thinking, and I should know the quote perfectly, but the old Ray Shero quote from the Flyers days, that we'll always, champions, if we win tonight, we're champions, we'll always walk together. And that's what something like this means. We're in 20 years, 30 years, when Dino Morley's maybe on the front porch reminiscing with some of his former players who have children and grandchildren and such, and there's the big thumbs up from the head coach, Dino Morley. And I know he did think this team had the chops to do this. And there's the championship banner with the captain, Zay Kuna, joined by his assistant captains, Usman Chan, and the dynamic Rain Lin in the middle, who is a great performer here. You need that veteran leadership. He provided it as the Capers now made a tradition in the NHL, that group photo with the trophy after a little calisthenics. I don't know, where are they getting the energy to?
All part of the cool down.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to do any sprints. But it's celebration time here at Ness Timmins Field. Again, the home team wins it. Zay Kuna, a #1 draft pick in the Canadian Premier League a couple of seasons ago. And again, we'll see, I think they're trying to group here for the team shot, as it's hard in this win for them to get the banner unfurled. And I'll leave that one to you, Bert. I don't know what the symbolism is in that one.
I think the angle would have been him with the boot on the trophy, and yes, it's
and now
a proud day for a lot of
Capers are having a nap under the banner. So, and they deserve it. They're having lots of fun here.
Yeah, the title is perhaps put to bed. Perhaps that's the that's what they're going for.
My name is Kyle Bircher with Majestic Entertainment, and I've heard with CB Athletics for about 8 or 9 years.
So what a weekend it's been, Bert. Before we finish up here, lots of thanks to put out to you for joining us from Antigonish. And here's our photo coming. Thanks to NovaStream. Everyone at CBCSports.ca, and there's the big photo. The Cape Breton University Capers, national champions, as they defeat Les Carabins de Montreal 1-0. Home cooking did the trick, and the Capers bring home gold. And now, for everyone behind the scenes, behind the cameras, in front of them and around them, I'm Corey LeBlanc for Bart Sears. Good evening. You've been watching the 2023 U Sports Proto Case Men's Soccer Championships presented by Bell on CBC Sports.ca.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada. Une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, just do it. Faites-le. Fox 40, celebrating more than a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year Award Program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport. Veraburn, medical supply partner of varsity athletics since 1979. Partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. Barron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports Championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues du championnat U-Sport. By Bell, presenting partner of this U-Sports Championship. Fier partenaire de ce championnat U-Sport. And by Protocase, proud title partner of the 2023 U-Sports Men's Soccer Championship. Et par Protocase, fier partenaire en titre du championnat de soccer masculin U-Sport de 2023.